Hey, yo, hope everybody's doing well. Let me know if y'all can hear me. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about Carlos. First off, big shout out to the Boxing Jedi. Boxing Jedi started a new show last night. He says he's going to be doing it for at least the fall every Sunday night. I think it's just called Comedy or just plain comedy, something along those lines. I apologize, Jay. I don't remember exactly what you're calling the show, but I know it's about comedy. So like last night I did my crow show. I ended it when my phone was about to die, but I have a tablet. And see, I did that show last night on Restream, and Restream's a little bit different from StreamYard. So like if I was doing a StreamYard, I could have, switched over to the tablet, but I'm not sure I could do that on Restream. So I just ended it. But after I ended it, I put my phone on the charger. I grabbed my tablet and I went over to Jay Cotto's channel because I saw he was live. So I jumped on and we was just talking all kinds of stuff. We talked. I brought up Patrice O'Neal actually multiple times in that conversation because it was a show about comedy and in my opinion, there's the man right there. Just for laughs. That's what it's called. Just for laughs. So y'all definitely go and check out the show last night. It was not a good time. It was a great time. But at one point, um, a gentleman by the name of Jay Blues was he was actually on the panel before I got there. What up, Brown Gone One? What up, Charles D? MMA champ. My apologies. I try my best to greet y'all as y'all come in, but I gotta talk about this. So, anyways, Jay Blues was talking. He's talking about some show. I forget where he said he watches it on, but there's a show that he watches, and it involves quote unquote Chuck Norris. Now, here's the thing. Earlier in the Just for Laughs show, I was talking about a channel by the name of Weird History, and I like if you're ever bored and you're looking for something interesting to watch, go to the Weird History channel. I give you my stamp of approval on that channel because you'll learn something and you'll laugh because they crack jokes over there. It's a pretty funny channel and they talk about real history. Now they got these videos that are about celebrities or people, important people in history. They got like a video about Bob Ross. They got a video about Christopher Lee. They also have a video about our dear Chuck Norris, or I should say, quote unquote, Chuck Norris. Here's the thing. I watched that video a while ago, and I remember being shocked when I heard this news, but for whatever reason, I didn't go around and talk about it. But when Jay Blues brought up this show that has, or it might have been a movie, I don't remember. It was either a show or a movie that involves Chuck Norris. I, this is the Just for Laughs show. So I made a joke. I said, I think we the Latinos need to claim Chuck Norris. And Jay Cotto, he asked me, what do you mean by that? Like he didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, well, Chuck Norris' real name is Carlos. He was like, nah. And Rasclot, shout out to him. He was on the panel as well. And he goes, Red, you trolling. Y'all who know Rasclot, you know how he talks. Red, you trolling. Said, no, look it up. Dude's name is Carlos. So they go and they Google Chuck Norris real name. And they see that your boy Red Glove Militant was not bullshitting. His name ain't Chuck. Every Chuck I ever met, that was either their name or it was a nickname and their name was Charles. So I just always assume like look at this dude on my screen right now. He looks like a Charles, but his name ain't Charles. His name is Carlos Ray Norris. We had such a good time with this. All right. Jay Cotto, he turned on his cam and his eyes were red. He had tears coming down his face. He said, we've been lied to. He's like, I've been into martial arts since I can remember, and I've never known that this man's name is Carlos. You can't make this shit up. Truth is stranger than fiction. Like, and the jokes that y'all got to check out that stream. I'm plugging the Just for Laugh show right now, but this was like something that I, I'm gonna be honest. When I brought it up, I'm 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 about to be 35. All right, I'm not as well versed in like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. Like I know, like I would say this. I probably know a little bit more than like somebody who doesn't keep up with those guys. Like everybody knows Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and Walker Texas Ranger. Last Dragon and all that stuff. Or not Last Dragon. Return of the Dragon. Sorry, Last Dragon isn't Bruce Lee. That's somebody else. But Return of the Dragon. Like I would say I know a little bit more than somebody who doesn't, that just knows. I know a little bit more than just the pop culture shit. I'll say that. Like I know, that Bruce Lee, his a lot of his movies have different names. Well, I mean, that's not exclusive to Bruce Lee. That happens with actually most movies, but like, um, like over here we got the Chinese connection, but over in overseas it's actually known as shit. I used to know, I think it was Fist of Fury, if I'm not mistaken. Which is funny because here in the States we got Fist of Fury also, but it's a different movie. But anyways, I'm not this isn't about Bruce Lee. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to the martial arts culture, I know a little bit more than a casual, you know. Um so when I brought this up, I kind of assumed that they were gonna know, like this was gonna be old news to them. But it turns out most people don't know this. There, there's a vast majority of people, they see this guy on the screen and they automatically think of Walker Texas Ranger. They automatically think of America. They automatically, they think of the Expendables. They don't think of tacos, burritos. They don't. This Carlos is the last name you think this guy's name would be, but that's his name, Carlos Ray Norris. You can't make this shit up. What up, Justin Trouble, Toby Bartlett? I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, like I when I did this slot because I'm running low on my StreamYard time for the month. That's why I did my live last night on Restream. The problem with Restream is that you have less of an identity because you can't have a picture unless you upgrade, you know. But I had to use StreamYard for this. I couldn't just have a R here on the screen and get the same point across. Look at this guy. He don't look like a Victor. He don't look like a Hector, and he sure as hell don't look like a Carlos. This looks like Bradley. This looks like Jimmy. This don't look like Carlos. I look like Carlos. This looks like, you know, like I said, Jimmy, Johnny, Bradley, Michael. You can't make this shit up, I swear. And it's what makes this so weird. See, yeah, so and I know this, Angels, like there's people who do know it, but it's not like commonly known. In fact, I did come across a meme a while back, and it's just a picture of Chuck Norris and it says Carlos. But I never thought to like look into it. I was like, okay, that's, when it comes to meme culture, some shit is just completely random, and this is random, like for real. Rufus Ray Norris. Does he speak Spanish? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Like, you'd be surprised at what some of these celebrities know, like what languages they speak, what they're involved in. Like, if you really want like a crazy video about a celebrity to watch, if you go to Weird History and you watch Christopher Lee, that video is extremely impressive with the information. Christopher Lee is like the real life um Forrest Gump minus, having the low IQ, cuz Christopher Lee was smart. He was very smart. But if you like Christopher Lee is literally royalty. Like, not in the sense where, you hear people say, "Oh, Deontay Wilder, that's our king." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that. The dude, his his mom was a duchess or some shit. But that's only the beginning. Like, this dude fought in World War II. He I'm not gonna make this whole thing about Christopher Lee, but I'm like his cousin wrote all the James Bonds, and then later Christopher Lee was actually in a James Bond movie. He was a villain. I think he was, I can't remember which villain it was, but he was a villain in one of the James Bonds. So if you want like an interesting celebrity video like that, that doesn't even begin to touch scratch the surface when it comes to Christopher Lee. But check that video out for sure. Weird History. But back to Carlos. Like, I get it. There are people who know that his name is Carlos, but the people who don't know greatly outweigh. Like, it's just weird because we live in an age where it's so easy to get information. And this guy's a pop culture icon. Everybody knows about the jokes. Chuck Norris, when he does push-ups, he's not pushing his body up. He's pushing the earth down. You know, jokes about, that Jason Voorhees runs away from Chuck Norris, not the other way around, shit like that. So there's a lot of pop culture around this guy. But even with all the, the pop culture and all that, there's still a lot of people who don't like this was Jay Cotto's response. We've been lied to all our lives. And all I could think about is Dave Chappelle with the race draft. Carlos is ours, okay? We don't give a shit if he was, Walker, Texas Ranger. We don't give a shit that he has that good old, old fashioned American boy image. He's ours, okay? He he gets put in between Tony Montana and Canelo Alvarez. He's the missing link. He's the missing link. Well, actually, no. Canelo Alvarez would be the link in between. You can't make this shit up, though. Like I remember when I first heard it, I told my dad. My dad didn't know it. Yeah, the actor who played Count Dooku in Star Wars. He was also the bad guy in Lord of the Rings. He was also he's been in a lot of movies. A lot of big I mean, whether you like the new Star Wars or not, which he wasn't even in the new Star Wars movies, he was in the prequels. So but regardless of how you feel about the prequels or whatnot, Star Wars is one of the biggest movie franchises in the world. And like the original trilogy was really a breakthrough thing. It's in my opinion, it's one of the most important trilogies in all of cinematic history. And I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not, you won't catch me going to Star Wars conventions or anything like that, but I I can recognize the significance of Star Wars to film history. But yeah, he was Count Dooku. Um, like I said, he was in James Bond. That's the thing. He was part of Star Wars, one of the biggest movie franchises. James Bond, which is a huge movie franchise, and it's a very long running, and it's one of the few franchises that I could see going on forever and never getting stale just because of the nature of James Bond. You know, and but yeah, that's you're thinking of the right Christopher Lee. It's a good video, dude. Dude led quite the life. Canelo should walk to the ring with Carlito Norris for Cinco de Mayo. Oh man, it's too funny. It's too funny. They were saying they were like Carlito Ray Norris. This shit. Oh man, there's Rasclot. Rasclot was like, Red is trolling. This can't be real. And then Chant Ross. All right, so let me give a little bit of context. All right, so y'all seen that recently? I've had this kid. I say kid because he's young, but he's like 22 years old. But he's a nice young man by the name of Xavier. You know, I want to start like getting like the younger guys involved. And like not take them under my wing, but like try to be a positive influence, try to be a good guidance. You know, Xavier's really into editing, so like I've been teaching him what I learned. You know, and but as a result, now I'm starting to get involved with some of these MMA guys. Now, don't worry, at no point in time am I going to start making MMA videos. It's just not me. It's not what my channel's about. But I don't mind, learning a little bit about the MMA. But as a result, I ended up going to one of the MMA channel streams last night. There's a dude by the name of Mr. Arkansas. I've heard a couple dudes in the MXBC talk about him, but Xavier apparently is cool with him. So I went over there and I see Champ Ross. He's like, "What do you think about the news about Carlos Norris?" He said breaking news. Champ Ross had me rolling with that. Oh, what up, Toby Bartlett? Oh man. Oh, what up, Alex Ramirez? This is another one of this is an MMA dude. He's cool, big ACDC fan, and I can't say that I blame him. I like ACDC. Um, like see, when I was in middle school, I listened to a lot of rap, right? But my dad, when he would take me to school, he of course he would put on the music that he likes, and he don't like rap at all. And he's not really a big fan. He's really not a big fan of like any current music or even current music at that time. He would like so when I was riding to school, I was listening to Led Zeppelin. I was listening to AC/DC. I was listening to Guns N' Roses. My dad's not really a Guns N' Roses fan now, but apparently when he was younger, he was a big Guns N' Roses fan. So, I know a lot about. I shouldn't say I know a lot about, but I know um more than the average person my age knows about music from my dad's era. So, but that's what my dad likes to listen to. So I I and as a result, like when I remember I used to hate listening to it on the way to school, but as I got older, I learned to appreciate it, and now I find myself listening more to classic rock than I do the music that I listened to growing up. So, but don't get me wrong, I still like my Tupacs, my Biggies, my Busta Rhymes, my you know the all the shit from the '90s and the early 2000s. Yeah, Brown Gone one, he was there too, Mr. Argan. Hey, he thought you was serious when you was talking about you call me a beaner with the hard ER. He's like, why are you here then? If I offended you, and I'm not making fun of Mr. Arkansas. I just thought it was funny because I don't really know the guy to be honest. Like from what I could tell, he's standoffish with everybody till he gets to know you. He seems a bit paranoid, but one thing is, I'll say he definitely is. Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna get serious just for a second, all right? And this goes just for YouTube in general. It's not just the YTBC. I do boxing videos, but this is something that really can be said for any community on YouTube. All right. If you have a beef with somebody on YouTube, I understand, but it is not cool to go and get the person demonetized when they're not doing anything wrong. If they're exploiting kids or doing, something really fucked up like that, then I understand. But getting somebody to where they're not able to get super chats or anything like that just because you don't like them, that's fucked up. All right. And that's what he's dealing with. Like, if you don't like a channel, just don't go to them. Like there's a lot of channels I don't like. I don't go and try to fuck up their money. If people want to donate to them, even though I don't agree with their cause, then but I mean that's up to them. If they don't donate it to that person, they're just gonna go to somebody else that has the same stupid ideologies and donate it to that person anyway. So you're not really getting rid of a problem. So like don't fuck with people's money like that. Just because you don't agree with somebody's boxing opinion or if they're like even if they're here for the wrong reasons, the people donating them that money, they're gonna donate that money for that cause, regardless if it's to that person or somebody else. So I think it's messed up. Um, but yeah, like just don't take like your beefs on here too far. All right, I'm gonna be closing this soon, but yeah, Ramirez, he's been real cool. Yeah, Brown Gone One had me laughing last night. Yeah, YouTube beefs are whack. I agree. See, even Brown Gone One, who is talking shit, he thinks that's messed up, and I don't think he particularly likes Mr. Arkansas. I'm neutral. I don't like or dislike the guy. I like literally watched my first stream of his last night, and I'll say this. I mean, it's entertaining. And if I'm being entertained, I don't see why if he's entertaining people, I don't see why he shouldn't be able to make some money on the side. And it's not like the dude has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Like real talk, there's people in the chat right now who got more subscribers than him, you know. And me myself, I'm not big. I can't even monetize. I can't collect super chats. But one suggestion I would have for Mr. Arkansas is maybe he might want to consider doing Cash App. That's gonna work out better for him anyways, because with YouTube they take 30% of your super chats, where on Cash App he would get all of it. You know. The only thing is Cash App isn't available in every country. So like, you know, MMA, they got fans. If you have a fan that's out of the UK, they're not going to be able to send you Cash App. So I understand still wanting to have that super chat option, but I'm just saying, like, he could do the Cash App thing, and it's a lot harder for people to fuck up his money with the Cash App. But oh, so you know about Mr. Arkansas. See, here's the thing. I'm way late on the Mr. Arkansas train, you know? Like I've heard other people talk about him. Um, I think I do, Rasclot. But don't you also I thought you have to have that and over 1,000 subs. I mean, I never really looked into it because my goal was never to make money on YouTube. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not trying to be that guy. And don't get like if if you're using this as like a source of income, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't want to rely on YouTube. I don't want to get on here and spend the first 15 minutes trying to convince you to buy my merch, to become a member, and to subscribe to my Patreon. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing that bullshit. You know, like I might actually make a Cash App soon and just say, look, this is my Cash App. Y'all do what y'all want. You know, but I'm not gonna be like, asking for you to drop the kid a super chat or nothing like that. I'll I'll ask y'all to drop somebody else a super chat before I ask you to drop me a super chat, because like for me it's not about the money. I'm here for the experience. I'm here for the camaraderie. I'm here to, talk boxing, because I can't do that in my, with the circles that I have in my real life, because nobody real everybody I know doesn't watch boxing. Oh, is that what happened? They had a beef? See, I don't know that. Like, I'm also late to the MXBC because of the beef that me and Hefe had, and then I never had like actual beef with Coco Tyler, but um, there was like, I don't know how to put. It's not even that he rubbed me the wrong way. It's just there was. Let's just say this: there was certain situations. that I wasn't involved with, but as the guy outside looking in, it appeared that I didn't want to associate with him. But then I went and checked out a stream one day and saw that he's all right. He's an all right guy. He's just a kid who likes to have fun on the internet. You know, I can't be mad at that. You know, I may not agree with how he goes about it sometimes, but from what I can see, there's not any real harm being done. So, you know, that's just what it is. Oh, I appreciate that, Rascalot. You know, I like if I could do something good for the community and make a little bit of money on the side, that the icing on the money's the icing on the cake. The real goal, the real what I'm really trying to do here is just have a good time. Have a good time. I want y'all to have a good time. You know, I like we can joke around and everything and keep it respectful at the same time. Um, you know, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm all about. But when I was listening to the stream about what happened with, you know, apparently there's another channel who's sending people to have him get his super chats disabled. That's fucked up to me. Like, just how try this, try doing this, just make better content than him and and give people a reason to give you the super chats instead of him. But don't just remove his ability to have super chats altogether. That's fuckboy shit. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this down. Carlos, you're the man. All right. You kicked a lot of ass. You lost to Bruce Lee, but that's okay. You know. Um you did your Walker Texas Ranger thing, you know, to the point where in Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby named his son's Walker, and then the other son's name was Texas Ranger. You know, so you're a living legend. I mean, from time to time, you still make a cameo in a movie, and I'm impressed with the real accolades that Carlos has from watching that weird history video. I definitely recommend, like, if you got some time to kill, you know, and if you're even a little bit of a Chuck Norris fan, go watch that video. But yeah, Carlos, you're the man. Live long and prosper. God bless everybody. Peace.